Hi friends, in this video I will discuss about functional HTTP interceptors. We can create HTTP interceptors either as a class or as a function. Look into the doc. To create HTTP interceptor as a class, we have to create a class and use HTTP interceptor. Implement this interceptor and define its intercept method that has two arguments: HTTP request first argument and HTTP handler. HTTP handler is used to delegate request to next interceptor. To create functional HTTP interceptor, Angular provides HttpInterceptorFn API. We have to create a function but not a class, and the argument will be HTTP request and HTTP handler Fn. In case of class, this was HTTP handler, and in case of function, this is the HTTP handler Fn. This is also a function that has the same arguments as HTTP handler, and this also do the same thing. It represents the next interceptor in an interceptor chain. I have already created three functional HTTP interceptor. The first one is Noob interceptor. We have to create a function with the arguments HTTP request and HTTP handler Fn. In Noob interceptor, I am doing nothing. It's just passing request to next interceptor. I have an auth interceptor. Look, these are the arguments, and inside this function, the code will be the same as we do in the intercept method of HTTP interceptor when we create the class based HTTP interceptor. This logic will be the same. Here I am just passing authorization header using interceptor. I have one more functional HTTP interceptor. This is the logging interceptor. Here I am performing request log and server log. Using interceptor, we can modify the outgoing request as well as we can modify the response. As I have already discussed, that the logic we implement here is the same as we implement in intercept method of HTTP interceptor in class based when we create interceptor using HTTP interceptor interface. So in this way, we are ready with our three functional interceptors. Now, how will we configure it in our standalone application? Come to the application config and use provide HTTP client. Provide HTTP client provides HTTP client to perform HTTP operation. When we use HTTP client, only when we will be able to inject HTTP client in our services or component. To use HTTP client in our applications, just provide HTTP client is enough. Now, if we want to configure our interceptors, then we need to use with interceptors function, and inside this pass all interceptors which you have created in the order you want to execute. Here I have the array of interceptors. The first one is auth interceptor and the second is logging interceptor. It means first auth interceptor will execute and then it will be delegated to logging interceptor. So to configure functional HTTP interceptors, we need to use with interceptors. If we have class based HTTP interceptor, we need to use with interceptors from DI and pass class based interceptor to this. And for functional HTTP interceptors, we need to use with interceptors function. So we came to know that first create the interceptors as a function by passing the arguments HTTP request and HttpInterceptorFn. Then configure them using provide HTTP client with the function with interceptors and pass all your interceptors as an array in the order you want to execute. My application is running. If I test it, it is working, and we can see here logs by auth interceptor and logging interceptor. So in this way we can create functional HTTP interceptors in our application. Okay, thanks.